stock exchange, we are all familiar, right? Stock exchange is where people go and make money. The investors go to make money, intermediaries go there to make money. So it's basically a product of capitalism, capitalistic society. And idea is to make as much money as you can. And they say greed is good in the stock market, right? So, and we are there to regulate that people follow the rules, people don't cross the line, and we make sure that all the rules of the game are followed. Now, if you take stock exchange, two words, and just add the word social before that, the whole dynamics change. Profits give way to non-profits, right? So basically, social stock exchange, what it does, it brings social sector, or it aims to bring social sector closer to the stock markets, right? And for the benefit of all the stakeholders.
For every party in this room, in your own ways, there are different motivations for each of you. I worked many years in the non-profit sector, running a non-profit as I used to work with me. And one of the things that I think most leaders spend probably 60-80% of the time is fundraising. And if we can actually make that process transparent, easier, and meaningful, then why not via the stock exchange, where it becomes a platform where everyone can see what's happening. It's not about a great storyteller, but it's really about the impact that your non-profit is making. Just on that point, I think one thing that we realized is that, and again, I've seen this myself, is that we list and we share documents and we talk about an impact on multiple sides. Why would this one particular be of interest to all of you? It's only if the donor community also comes there. It makes sense to take the effort to put up all your documents, and it's not going to be easy, I can guarantee that, because all the exchanges, SEBI, all are also bound by certain conditions. So in order to make it successful, what we're also doing is working with GuideStar to get the donor community excited about this. So then it becomes an actual matchmaking space. For us to be able to do that takes effort, but it's something that we're going to hold ourselves responsible for, to make sure that both sides of the coin are actually working together. So what we need from you today is not just your curiosity, that's of course hugely important, and few people mentioned that, but also really honest feedback. And why would you want to participate in this, and what will stop you from participating in this?
So, मेरे नजरिए से, from my perspective, I put these slides together saying that registration is a great opportunity to be there, literally, at the table or at the segment, and get used to the conversations and what is going on, right? And then there are different types of fundraising instruments, opportunities, etc. Many of them will evolve and be launched over a period of time. But to begin with, it's going to be what we keep hearing, ZCZP. Crazy. Zero coupon, zero principal. But it's not like our crowdfunding platform. It's not retail donations that we are used to. 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 2000 rupees. That's not the donor segment you're looking at. So the moment you say 2 lakh, start visualizing जो minimum 2 lakh दे रहे हैं वो किस type के लोग होंगे. And you all have done all kinds of fundraisers, right? So think that that is your target audience. Another is, what is the minimum size that you would ask, right? In one go, when you list, what is the size of your ask? 1 crore. So you are coming into this only if you are thinking of raising 1 crore and at least 2 lakh from each person who will contribute towards it. Correct? It's not for corpus, it's not general fund, right? It's like an earmark thing for a very, very specific, tangible thing. So please be mindful of that. And that also a tried and tested activity. So not trying for some innovation or something you've not done before. But I say you all are eligible because you've been at it for more than 10 years. So you certainly have some projects that you know they work. Maybe you want to grow them, scale them up, and you want additional funds. But you're certainly not coming to the SSC to experiment.
Registration, listing, fundraising, disclosure, and impact assessment. And the groups which looked into it were very mindful of that everybody may not have the capacity to understand these sophisticated markets. So we created a capacity building fund with we have a ambition for a huge corpus around that.
Is to prove that you're a social enterprise, whether you're a for-profit or not-for-profit, right? So that is the first step. So essentially, there is a three-stage filter that kind of, as per the social stock exchange construct, prove that you're a social enterprise. One, you have to be working on one of 15 areas, the 16th area being any other that may get added in the future. These 15 areas have been picked up from, like I said, Schedule 7 of Section 135. They've been picked up from SEBI, from ICAI, etc., and kind of put together to make a very comprehensive list. The second is that you have to have 2/3 of your work being done in one or more of those 15 areas, which means that it shouldn't be like on a project you did last year, right? It has to be the bulk of the work that you do. And again, recognizing the fact that oftentimes revenue may not be the right measure of the work you guys are doing. It is either revenue, expenses, or beneficiaries of customers. 2/3 have to come from one or more of these areas. And again, the additional criteria, which is not on this slide, they have to be from an underprivileged sector. Okay, and the third filter is that at least initially we've also said that certain kinds of organizations will not be permitted on the social stock exchange. The usual suspects of political and religious affiliations are there, but we also consciously kept corporate foundations out, given, and the definition of corporate foundation being where majority of their funding is coming from the corporate store, a single corporate house, right? And the idea being that if you already have a dedicated source of funding, that you don't really need to come on the social stock exchange initially. Infrastructure and housing companies, except those working in affordable housing, right? And so broadly, this is so when you come onto the social stock exchange, the first set of parameters, certifications that you have to do will be to ensure that you are a social enterprise.
I don't know whether many people in this room are aware that you, as India, we have 10 crore Demat account holders. Now, this is the donor pool that we are talking about. Most of it are not into philanthropy. Most of it, even if they are into philanthropy, they have not had the courage to go out and reach out to an unknown NPO and say that, yes, hey, I want to contribute to this. So this platform is going to demonstrate confidence, instill credibility, build transparency, and hence this pool of investors who are acclimatized to the framework, who know that when you are registered or listed onto the stock exchange, it presupposes that there is a governance, there is a transparency, and there's a trust into this NPO, and hey, let's just put my hand out and invest or contribute to this. So you are going to look at this new set of donor pool the moment you decide to come onto the social stock exchange, either through the registration or through the fundraising mechanism. The next is performance-oriented philanthropy. I always, like I said earlier also, it's all about talking what you do, displaying what you do, demonstrating what you do. And it's going to be performance-based philanthropy. You perform, you disclose, you're going to have confidence, people will donate. And this platform, both NSE and PSE, have consistently demonstrated this, that if you're transparent, if you are showing whatever is required to be disclosed, you are able to have a favorable growth into the capital markets. Simple and transparent disclosures, a lot of attempt by the two working groups and SEBI and exchanges have been put in place, along with Pushpa, to ensure that we do not burden you with compliances, we do not increase your cost of compliances. And hence the CA Institute has worked up a framework which I think Priti will talk.
And who will be the social auditor? So any member of the ICAI or any member who is clearing the exam which is conducted by NISM. NISM will conduct the exam for social audit. Once they pass the exam, they will become a member of the ICAI, and ICAI will conduct this social audits.
So you have to ensure that you have the accountability and you have the trust factor with you. So third party auditor or third party certification or verification validation is required. So for that is the role that will be played by the social auditor. And I'm given to understand that the social audit framework that has been brought out by the ICAI, they will go onto the ground and they will speak to the beneficiaries of your group. So it's not that it will be a desktop job. They'll have people going to the field, speaking to some of your constituencies and see what benefit they are drawing. So I'm sure that that infrastructure they will be able to take care. I think the social auditors would have a role. At the initial stage, when the stock exchange enlists you or registers you and then sees your document for listing, that will be the initial check. And after you already collected the money, the implementation will be taken care of by the annual impact assessment report, as well as when the social auditor will come and do a verification.
But I guess each one of us would pick indicators that are relevant to our work and would justify why those indicators, right? And whatever you declare, one of the things that the assessor would do is that an appropriate indicator for the work, the progress, the outcome, and the impact that you're talking about. So a lot will depend on us how well we educate the assessors who come about the nature of our work and why that is the indicator that is a true measure of the impact, right? So I think there'll be a lot of exchange and learning that will happen in the first few years. And as the first set of organizations who've showed interest, I think it's also partly our responsibility to make all the other stakeholders very aware of why we do what we do.